2021 Coralville Planning and Zoning meeting is now called to order. Can I get a roll call, please?
Aaron's.
Here.
Wen.
Yeah.
Wilson.
Here.
Knutson.
Here.
Taylor. Fessler.
Here.
And Wenman.
Here.
All right. Do we have any corrections to the agenda? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Moved by Fessler.
Second.
Second by Wynn. We will now vote on approving the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Do we have any corrections from the May 5th, 2021 meeting minutes? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the May 5th meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Wenman, seconded.
Second.
Second by Wilson. We'll now vote on approving of the minutes from the May 5th, 2021 meeting. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Agenda item number 5. A public hearing request by Jajesska LC to consider approving a R-PUD-B site plan, Lot 8, Coral Crossing 8th edition. Dave, are you aware if anybody's speaking on behalf of this?
I believe John Marner is available to speak to this and has raised his hand.
Hi, thank you. John Marner with MMS Consultants representing the applicant. I'm available for any question for both this application and the following.
This is Mike Knutson. I'll ask if these buildings are substantially different.
No, they are similar to the other units that have been constructed along the south and east side of Spring Rose Circle. Fundamentally the same buildings and same general construction as the rest of them.
Do we have anybody else that would like to, you're aware of, Dave, that would like to speak on behalf of the public hearing?
That is all I'm aware of.
Okay. I will now close the public hearing. Do I have a motion to consider recommending approval of the PUD-B site plan?
So moved.
Moved by Fessler, seconded by Wynn. Discussion. This was just finishing out that bottom part of the circle, correct, Dave, that they had going?
Correct. This is going to be very close in design and construction to what we've been seeing on 2865 through 2869 Spring Rose Circle. I wouldn't. Yeah, it's very close to that. This particular site is 2.63 acres. It falls in line with the PUDA master plan that was already approved for this project. And again, design, building location, materials are all consistent with what you're seeing to the east. I'll share my screen really quick. To the east and north along Spring Rose Circle. This is where this particular building will be located. The sheet gives you an idea of the landscaping. Well landscaped. Lot 8 in particular is going to have a half basketball court, fire retention cell here, and some berm plantings, as well as a pergola, which is also in line with the PUDA master plan. Give you an idea of building design. This is what those units all look like. That's all I have.
So Dave, these will not be occupied until I get that secondary access completed over there?
Correct. The developer's been informed and they have acknowledged that we are not going to allow or actually, what we've agreed to is that the road has to be completed by December 31st, 2022.
Thank you.
That goes for lot 14, which has been previously considered by the commission, lot 8, which is under consideration right now, as well as lot 9, which is also on tonight's agenda.
Any further discussion on this? We will now vote on the approval of the PUD-B site plan. Can we get a roll call, please, Dee?
Wenman,
Aye.
Wilson,
Aye.
Wen,
Aye.
Knutson,
Aye.
Fessler,
Aye.
and Aaron.
Aye. Motion carries 6-0. Agenda item number 6, public hearing request by Jajesska LC to consider approving a R-PUD-B site plan for lot 9, Coralville Crossing, 8th edition. I will now open the public hearing. I will now close the public hearing. Do I have a motion to consider approval of the PUD-B site plan?
So moved.
Moved by Wenman, seconded.
Second.
Second by Wilson. Discussion on this one. Moving down the hill.
For the commission, I would just note the only significant difference, this is located on 1.53 acres, but this is also another 36-unit building, identical in design and materials as the previous building under consideration. And this is also consistent with the PUDA master plan that was approved for this area.
We will now vote on the approval of the PUD-B site plan. Can I get a roll call vote, please, Dee?
Wilson,
Aye.
Wen,
Aye.
Winman,
Aye.
Fessler,
Aye.
Knutson,
Aye.
and Aaron.
Aye. Motion carries 6-0. Agenda item number 7. Public hearing request by IRL Parkview Investments LLC to consider approving an R-PUD-B site plan and final plot for Iowa River Landing Parkview Lot 2. I will now open the public hearing on this.
Chairperson, we have Brian Bell here to speak to this item.
Okay.
Good evening, Commissioner Brian Belk, Axiom Consultants. I'm here representing and on behalf of the applicant, and certainly here to answer any questions you may have. This is phase 2, if you will, lot 2 and building 2 of IRL Parkview, just to the north of the previously constructed building 1 and just east of Von Mar there on the northeast corner of IRL Parkview. It's a 68-unit multifamily to be built by Hodge Construction, and happy to answer any questions.
Do you have anybody else that you're aware of, Dave, that's on board to speak at the public hearing?
No, Brian is the only person
Okay.
I'm aware of.
All right, do I have a motion to consider approval of the PUD-B site plan?
So moved.
Moved by Wynn, seconded. Second
Second.
by Wilson.
Second.
Discussion.
Hey, Dave, the notes indicate this is 3-story. The elevations show 5-story. I'm just curious which is it.
I'm sorry, was that?
The notes indicate it's a 3-story building, but the elevations, I think, show 5.
Yeah, this is actually a 5-story building, 1 story dedicated to enclosed parking.
Thank you.
It appeared to be very similar in style as the current building, I think, that was out there.
This is actually a 68-unit, 5-story residential development, brick, glass, trim, and fiber cement panel systems, identical to Parkview 1, are going to be used on this project. This design does have larger massing. It has a flat roof, which is different than the pitched roof in Parkview 1. And it differs slightly in design, but complements the overall master plan and master design for this area, and supports that master plan. What I can do is share my screen quickly. And this is the landscape plan for the project. You can see we have all elevations of this building heavily screened. We're also using larger than what is typically normal street trees and parking lot trees. Due to the scale of this building, we want everything to be both landscaping and building compatible in scale and feel. And this shows you pictures of the building. I think staff is very happy with the way that the design turned out. The architect did a great job breaking up this long facade with these different facade depths, as well as change in building materials vertically. And this is Parkview 1 over here to the right. Another slight difference is these are actually suspended balconies, whereas Parkview were on columns. That's all I have.
How much bigger is that building than Plat 1? It seems like it's a lot bigger.
Ryan, could you speak to that? I would put it at about a third larger.
Yeah, yeah, it's mainly in length. I believe it's, I'd have to double check, but I want to say it's about 50 feet longer, maybe a little more than that, actually, about 60.
Nice building.
We did, I'll share my screen again, Ron. We did, this is the master plan that was approved for the development. You can see building 2 here. This was always planned to be slightly larger in scale as opposed to lot 1 here.
How many units are in lot 1? Dave, can you
In lot 1, I think there's 47.
Yeah, that sounds right, Dave.
47 and 68 in building 2.
Any further discussion? We will now vote on the approval of the PUD-B site plan. Can I get a roll call vote, please, Dee?
Knutson?
Approve.
Wynn?
Aye.
Fessler?
Aye.
Winman?
Aye.
Wilson?
Aye.
And Aaron.
Aye. Motion carries 6-0. Do I have a motion to consider approval of the final plot?
So moved.
Moved by Wilson, seconded by Wenman. Discussion. All right, we will now vote on the approval of the final plot. Can I get a roll call vote, please, Dee?
Wynn?
Aye.
Fessler?
Aye.
Knutson?
Aye.
Wilson?
Aye.
Winman?
Aye.
And Aaron.
Aye. Motion carries 6-0. Agenda item number 8. Public hearing request by Rael Development Corporation is to consider approving a land use amendment from corridor commercial to mixed use in the southwest quadrant of 2nd Street, Highway 6 and Mormon Truck Boulevard. I will now open the public hearing. I don't see anybody inside the chambers. Is there anybody else online?
We do not.
All right, I will now close the public hearing. Do you have a motion to consider recommending approval of the land use amendment?
Moved.
Moved by Wenman,
Second.
second by Wynn. Discussion. Can you put a map up of this one, Dave?
Can. How's that?
So is this all the, I pulled up another map. Is this all the property except for the bank and Walgreens essentially down in that corner?
Yeah, this is the general area where a future mixed use development would be done. The northeast corner here is Walgreens. Below it here, if you can follow my cursor, this is the bank. All of these striped properties here are actually already designated as mixed use. The only properties and areas under consideration tonight are this property here, this property here, this property owner here, and then we have public right-of-way in 2nd Avenue and 1st Street, also under consideration. Those properties are 218 2nd Street, which is Frowine Office Supply, 204 2nd Street, which is BJS Investments, LLC, and again, portions of the 1st and 2nd Street right-of-way. We do have letters of support from those private property owners of this request. As the commission knows, a land use map amendment is really a precursor to a future zoning amendment in order to allow this area to be developed. We anticipate this would be developed as a PUD. This would be a mixed use PUD. And again, these properties are all located within the 100-year floodplain. So many of these structures have repeated losses. The only way to really develop this is through large scale wholesale redevelopment. Isolated, insular, really auto-oriented development is not going to work in this location. The commission may recall previous requests to do so. Those have not moved forward, and in the interim, we received this opportunity. So one of the big issues we have with this area is again, it's all in the floodplain. It all has aging infrastructure. In order to redevelop this, either on a site-by-site basis or in its entirety, we're bringing in a lot of fill. We have to raise streets. We're putting in new sewer and water. It's the way to do this. We can't do this parcel by parcel, building by building. It just doesn't work out. This is supported through the community plan. This concept is actually aligned with the Southeast Commercial District that is in the community plan. Of note, this is a gateway into Coralville from the University of Iowa. And what we would end up doing is providing opportunities for better access management, aesthetic improvements, as well as better pedestrian connectivity and connection to the University of Iowa. So a large-scale mixed-use opportunity here is supported by the comprehensive plan. I'd welcome any questions. I do believe we may have one person in council chambers. I'm not sure whether that individual wants to speak or is here to just listen. Nonetheless, I thought I would mention it.
Do you know, when we did the comprehensive plan a number of years ago, this area actually was talked about quite a bit, and there was a kind of, at that time, talk of putting in a pedestrian bridge, for lack of a thing, underneath the railroad right there to cut you into the university housing back there, as a way, instead of coming all the way out to Mormon Truck, to come back in as a way to kind of keep the flow of pedestrian traffic, whether it's walking, biking, running, jogging, or whatever, kind of in and out of this mixed-use facility. It's been a number of years since I've been down kind of in that area. Do you know if they've ever did anything with the little culvert underneath the railroad bridge or under the railroad?
You know, Paul, I'm not aware that anything has been done. I know there's been discussions that whatever happens, we do want to provide that connection north and south of 2nd Street. I'm just not exactly sure how far along that is.
Okay. Hold on, I'm confused. There is a trail that goes underneath the railroad tracks, right by the creek.
Are you not down further by that up 2nd Street and just south of the library? Is there a trail that close up to?
Oh yeah, right on
First?
the creek. I rode on it tonight on the way home.
Can you go under the railroad
Oh.
tracks?
Oh yeah.
The one down by Applebee's, or is it further down?
No. It's right there. It's right by the Iowa Lodge.
Oh.
So that's happened. I don't see any reason to put another one in.
No, that wasn't there when they did the comprehensive plan.
Yeah, I'm curious, Dave. I don't know how long ago this was. We had a group of students, I think, from somewhere in Missouri, develop a lot of concepts that included this area, and there was kind of a public open house for comment. I can't remember where it was. It might have been right a little bit before your time. Whatever happened with any of those suggestions? Did they impact our plan for this area? There were a lot of cool ideas, I thought, when they did that.
Yeah, Mike, that was done by a student group. I believe it was in 2018, and I believe the concept that was proposed was it was a mixed-use development. However, I think that specifically they were talking about an international village, something to that effect. But you know, no matter how you dress it up, it was still a kind of work, live, play opportunity, all in this one location, which is, you know, again, aligned with what we in Coralville want to promote in our mixed-use developments.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's they had 3 or 4 different student groups with, you know, different concepts, and they all had interesting ideas. I just didn't know if any of those got incorporated, and I'm completely for this concept. Yeah, there's the trail right there.
Yeah, I see it. Yep.
Yeah.
So Paul, what I thought you were talking about was access here, but this is, to Mike's point and to your point, I believe this is the area that you're talking about.
Yep, it was going from that university housing over. Kind of that, it was very similar to that live here, work here, play here type concept, but
yes,
some of that university stuff that they had. Thank you.
So there are proposals for, you know, developers who are willing to tackle the enormity of a project like this in a special flood hazard area.
I'm sorry, Molly, what was that?
Oh, we've got some interest in the enormity of you know, somebody tackling a development like this in a special flood hazard area.
Yes, we do. This is
All right.
A wonderful opportunity.
Okay.
It's a wonderful location as well.
This is a great opportunity, and probably driven.
Wow.
You know, a lot of the economics here is probably driven by residential housing. I work at the hospital, and anything that's walkable to the hospital, and this certainly is gold in this town. So I suspect that's a big part of the attraction.
Any further discussion? We will now vote on the approval of the land use amendment. Can I get a roll call vote, please, Dee?
Winman. Winman.
Muted. What was that, Dee? Was that Mike?
Aye.
There you go.
Wilson,
Aye.
Wen,
Aye.
Knutson,
Aye.
Fessler,
Aye.
and Aaron's.
Aye. Motion carries 6-0. Dave, do we have any submittals for next month?
No, we might have a submittal for Hy-Vee for a drive-up kiosk for the Hy-Vee 1 location on 2nd Street. And yeah, I think that may be, well, we may have an opportunity to review the PUD-B site plan for phase 1 of Forever Green Heights, which is the large residential development northeast of town. We're still working with them on building design and most of the engineering, actually all of the engineering is pretty much figured out. Some of you may have driven by and noticed some grading. Just hammering out a few more building issues, but I'm hopeful that that might be on the agenda as well.
Oh, thank you. And our final agenda item for tonight, on behalf of the Coralville Planning and Zoning Commission, I would like to congratulate Dee on her upcoming retirement on July 2nd after 14 short years of service with the city. Although I tried to deny her retirement request, she would like to proceed forward, and I would like to extend a very heartfelt thank you for all the service you have done for us over the years, and best of luck in your new endeavor.
Thank you, Paul.
You're very welcome. So between now and July 2nd, everybody, if you can stop in the city and give her a hard time, that would be awesome.
Count on it.
Thanks a lot, Ron.
And you're still on the hook for reg. With that, do I have any motions to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Wynn, seconded. Second by Winman. This meeting is now adjourned.